Table for two, table for two. Having fun, playing games, just me and you.
Hi, and welcome to Table for Two. This week we're reviewing Le Fantôme d'Opéra, or Phantom of the Opera, if you're from New York. This game is by Huracan Games, I believe that's how it's pronounced, and it's also a Mr. Jack game system. A lot of folks wrote into us and say, you two need to play a Mr. Jack game. And I didn't even know what the heck a Mr. Jack game was, so we found out and we picked the Phantom of the Opera. It's 2-player only, and you have to be at least 9 years old to play this game. So we picked this game, which I was very excited about because I am a huge Phantom of the Opera fan. I've actually seen the Broadway show. I've seen it almost 16 times, if I'm not mistaken. I actually have playbills for all of them. I saw it in Toronto. I saw it in the UK. I saw it, obviously, in New York. I even saw Paul Stanley play the Phantom as the Phantom of the Opera, which is fantastic. So really great show. If you haven't ever seen it, then I recommend you check it out. Plus, it's a love story for those of you who don't know, and it's a perfect game to be playing on Valentine's Day or Valentine's weekend. So, oh my God, you scared me. Phil!
Phil? I'm the Phantom.
Phantom, sit your ass down. We're going to do a review here. By the way, we made up from the last show.
What?
Oh my God, your face!
What's wrong with my face? Oh, my face. Well, I have to be able to see.
So for those of you who don't know, the Phantom of the Opera is about a gentleman who's disfigured, and he's in love with the beautiful Christine Daae, who I'm not playing. I'm playing probably more like Carlotta right now, if you know who I'm talking about. Because I got my little 1800 outfit on here. Mm-hmm. And obviously you're the Phantom, apparently.
I am the Phantom.
All right, so let's do our review of the game. You say it. You say it better than I do.
Le Fantôme d'Opéra.
Sounds like Pepe Le Pew to me.
Yeah, sounds like there are people who speak French saying, and that's not right.
By the way, like my French mole? I kind of I don't know, it's French mole. Yeah. Little sexy mole. Okay, so let's do our review. Number one is, was it easy? Absolutely, ridiculously easy. Mm-hmm. The funny part about it, though, is when I first took a look at the rule book, I was like, oh no! It was one of those trick rule books when there's about way too many pages, and you're like, oh my gosh, how am I going to take time to learn this? And then you realize, oh, there's 6 other languages in here besides English. So I went to the middle, by the way, where the English section was, and lo and behold, there's only 8 pages to learn the game. So not as bad. Lots of pictures. Mm-hmm. We're talking about lots of diagrams, and so it's not a lot of words, it's more diagrams. So definitely a great rule book, by the way. So easy to learn that we didn't even look at the rule book more than once afterwards. Mm-hmm. So we gave easy to learn a 5, without a doubt. Super easy to learn. Yeah, definitely easy.
So manufacturing, we gave manufacturing a 3. Let me explain, because the game looks beautiful. You can see that here. The cards look nice. The colors are nice. Got these nice tokens. Here's where it gets interesting. So Jane opens up the game, and from the other room I hear, there's stickers! It turns out these come blank. They give you a sheet of stickers, and you have to make sure you get these tokens on the stickers on the tokens correctly.
It took me forever because I'm very perfectionist and I want to just get it right on the right, make sure there's no overlay. And
I did hear an oh no.
Yeah, at one point I actually put the wrong sticker on. I got it off quick enough. I was like, oh, wrong piece.
But you did a nice job. They came out really nice.
Thank you. So stickers lowered the score. Let's just say that for sure.
Yeah. And one other thing too, the cards are impossible to shuffle because they're very thick. They're thick. They're almost like planks instead of cards, which they look nice. Mm-hmm. But again, because they're so thick,
they were punch
difficult
pieces.
to shuffle.
I mean, they were punch pieces.
They were in a large sheet.
Cardboard.
So you know, again, they're okay. There aren't that many to shuffle, but you're going to end up like putting them on the table and shuffling them around
you can't
that
shuffle
way.
like a regular deck of cards.
Or just real loose hand, you're going to have to try to shuffle them, and they might try to flip over and stuff. So again, for these reasons, we gave the manufacturing a 3.
3. Now, did we have fun? Yes, we did have fun. We won't deny we enjoyed the game. There's nothing wrong with this game, except there wasn't a lot of challenge. It felt like it was, like I said, very easy to learn. And once you got it mastered, it's not a lot of, I mean, you have to think, but not too much thinking. So if you're looking for a game that's going to challenge your mind, this is probably not it.
Yeah.
But it is fun. You know, there's a, you know.
I was hoping for a little bit more.
Yeah, we would have given this a 3, to be honest with you, except that I like the characters. I like that they use the characters from the show, Christine Guy-Daye and Meg Geary and Raoul, her boyfriend. So I like that it has all the, you know, that was the fun
It's
part
kind of a
about
cool
it.
story
So we gave it a
line, yeah.
4. So we gave it a 4 for fun because it was fun, but it just wasn't the best game ever.
Yeah. The length of the gameplay was good. It was very good. It took us, 15 minutes to learn, and then we realized how simple it really was, so you could probably learn in 5 minutes. And then it took us about 20 to 25 minutes to play the first game, actually play the only game. We probably should have done it like a tournament, and I'll bet if we did that, it would have only taken about an hour or an hour and 15 minutes to play.
Yes,
We
very
played
quick,
one
very
time,
quick.
so with learning and playing together, it took about 40 to 45 minutes, somewhere in there. So we gave that a 5.
Yeah, because 5 is, you know, it's quick and easy, and that's good for
A
us.
white glove 5.
A Mickey Mouse glove versus Phantom of the Opera. Woo! How does
Yeah.
Mickey Mouse go? Woo!
I don't know.
Woo! Sorry. Sack tangent. I get in trouble for that too.
Yeah.
All right, so yes, a 5. Now, would we play this game again? A 3. We gave it a 3. Again, we liked it. It's not that much of a challenge. I wasn't, you know, excited. Like, not to be funny, I don't mean to mention the games in the middle of this game, but the Chaosal game we played a couple weeks ago, I just can't wait to get in there again and again. I just love that game. We haven't had time
Yeah.
to play it over and over again, but I wish I did have more time. I'd probably grab it more often. This one, I hate to say, may go in the closet sitting there a while, so we gave it a 3. So, all right, not too bad. Total score out of 25 points.
20 points.
20 points, still not bad, still over the 2-0.
Not bad.
It's not 19 or 18.
Nope, didn't drop to 19.
It's
So
not that bad. So it's
Yeah.
not bad. Again, 20 points. So now, if you want to stick around, feel free, and we're going to show you a little bit about the gameplay. Let's show them a little bit about how Phantom of the Opera, or
Le Fantôme de l'Opéra.
you sound like a,
Butchering it, I'm sure.
you sound like, never mind.
Yes. I
Is
did.
played. Oh my God, yeah, you gotta spit something out. I don't know what's but before we start play, it is Valentine's Day, or around Valentine's Day.
Yes, I know that.
So I think it's appropriate that we have a little wine.
I think so.
Little wine. Now, today's wine selection, and I thought it was okay for the show because it is Valentine's. This wine is called, ladies and gentlemen,
Careful.
okay, Suspicion. Now, this is a game of suspense. It's almost like Clue, by the way. We'll talk about that in a minute. So we thought this perfect bottle of suspicion would be appropriate for this type of game. Notice the little chalk outline of a person. See? Somebody's died.
Wonderful.
And it is from California, my favorite state in the country. So, suspicion. So, happy Valentine's. Phantom.
Mm-hmm. A little sharp.
Little tart there, a little tart.
Yeah.
All right.
A little fruity.
You can call it pretty. Okay, so let's take a look at the board. So this game is very easy to set up. The board goes on the table. Ta-da! Okay. Now the board is like, it's basically the opera house. And then there are 10 rooms in the opera house, and each room is well lit by a chandelier or some kind of a lit object,
Which is important.
which is very important for the game. I'll explain that. Now, in each of the 10 rooms, you have 8 suspects, kind of, again, like a little cluish here, 8 people who could have done it,
Yep.
So 8 suspects, and you place them in each of the rooms except the 2 big rooms here. So 1 suspect in each room, as random, to start the game. Now, each suspect, as Phil mentioned, has stickers on them, but there's a dark colored sticker, I should say, that is face up when they are a suspect. It means they're still suspicious. When the investigator, by the way, that's me, determines that somebody's innocent, we turn that token over, and it's more like a black and white version of that guy or that girl's face. And that way you know that they're innocent. That's easy enough. But right now in the beginning, you start them all up as suspects. They're all colorful suspects. Now, 2 of the tokens, Joseph Bouquet, who, by the way, gets hung in the show, not in this game, but in the show, he gets another extra token next to him to start, and it's called the blackout token. So whatever room that token is in, that means the lights are off.
Right.
It's blacked out. And Madame Geary, who's the blue token, she actually has a padlock that goes with her in the very beginning, but then during the course of the game, the padlock moves on her turn to lock the room so that you can't get to them. So that's the whole setup. Now, there's one other character, and she's the most important character, and that is Carlotta. Now, let me just do a little backstory really quick here. If you've ever seen Phantom of the Opera, you know the story. The story is there's a phantom, disfigured dude, in the opera house. He's a musician, he writes songs, all sorts of stuff. And obviously in the opera house, they do operas and shows and things like that. Well, Carlotta is the main opera lead. She does all the major singing, she's all egotistical, she's all full of herself. But he's in love with one of the characters named Christine Daae.
Oh, Christine.
Christine.
Yes.
Daae, who's a ballet dancer in the chorus of the shows. He wants her to be the main opera lead. So his goal in the show, for real, is to get her in Carlotta's place and get rid of Carlotta.
Get rid of Carlotta.
So it's kind of the same premise here. The game premise here is to get rid of Carlotta out of the opera house. And so, that's the main idea. So this track at the bottom of the board is, basically Carlotta moving towards the outside of the opera house because she's getting more scared and she wants to get out of there because somebody's trying to scare her out of the opera house.
Yeah, me.
Phantom's trying to scare her. Right. So on the board, you'll see there's what we call a starting area, and we placed her right in the middle, but here's why. The game rules very quickly say, if the 2 people who are playing are pretty equal in playing the game, in other words, we both have never played the game, we both played the game the same amount of times, nobody's really more expert than the other, you put it right in the middle. Now, the players are playing the Phantom, obviously, we'll make him be the Phantom, and the investigator. So even though I'm dressed kind of like an opera person here, I'll be the investigator. So if for any reason the person who plays the Phantom has more experience playing the game, then you would actually take Carlotta and you would move her back towards the front, so it gives the investigator more of a help.
Right.
If it's the opposite, the investigator has played the game quite a bit and you haven't, then we'd move it more closer towards the door.
Sure.
And the rules explain that. We started it right in the middle because we've never played at the time, and
that made
it was only
sense.
fair to start in the middle. Okay, so that's the game setup. Now there are a couple of cards, as Phil mentioned, these card cards. One set is called alibi cards, and the alibi cards basically just tell you if a person is innocent. Okay, so if you're lucky enough to pick up an alibi card during the game, if I picked one up as the investigator, I go, oh, Madame Geary's innocent. I flip over her token and I learn something about, who's innocent and who's not. If the Phantom picks up one and he knows who's innocent, he doesn't tell me.
Right.
So then I'll never know because he keeps it a secret. Now there's one other card in the alibi pile, and that is the Phantom card. And if the Phantom card actually comes up on that turn, you move Carlotta. And it depends on who actually gets that Phantom card. So if the investigator gets the Phantom card, obviously she stays in the house more often. If the Phantom gets the Phantom card, she moves towards the door. Exactly. So it's just a nice little extra move that happens with Carlotta if you get that in the alibi pile. The other pile is very simply just all the characters, the 8 characters, and it explains their special abilities. And then we'll show how they actually are used here in just a minute. And then the turn card. Okay, so each round consists of 2 turns. The first turn is the investigator's turn. The second turn is the Phantom's turn, and that'd make a round. So that's it. So let's show a little bit about the gameplay now. At the very beginning of the game, after you've set up the game, I'll mix these up a little bit. The Phantom, this is how you have to shuffle. The Phantom picks the top card off the alibi and doesn't tell me what it is, because that will be the person, the suspect that I'm after.
This is the suspect.
Okay, so you
we'll
got
show
one?
you.
All right. Now, if it's the Phantom he picks up, he's got to reshuffle it in.
Right.
Now, the idea here is the Phantom of the Opera is scaring Carlotta. Well, in reality, what's happening is one of the suspects are pretending to be the Phantom. And as the investigator, I'm trying to figure out who's messing with Carlotta. Okay, so the first turn, after he picks that card, you shuffle the deck, or on the investigator's sid. Oh, how'd they get in there? Well, you shuffle the deck of character cards.
There we go.
Let's camera shuffle. There we go. And the investigator picks the top 4. So we have Mr. Richard, he owns the opera, or the owners. Raoul, who is Christine Daae's boyfriend, or trying to be her boyfriend. Madame Geary, who is the head of the ballet dancers. And Christine Daae, who the Phantom is in love with.
I like her.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. Now, I don't know how she wears these things.
I know.
Kind of hurts. Can't breathe, somebody help me. Okay. So after those 4 cards are laid out, the way this works is the investigator picks 1 card, one of the characters. The Phantom gets to pick 2, and then I get the last one. And we move the characters around the board and or use their special abilities. So let's just do this round and see how it works. So investigator picks 1 card. Well, I'm going to be smart, and I'm going to pick Raoul, because I know how to play the game, obviously. Raoul can then be moved 1 space to another room. And the reason why I say 1 space is because he's the only one in the original room he's starting in. If for any reason there was 2 people in the same room, then whoever's moving can actually move 2 spaces or 3 rooms over, depending on how many
Right, you
people
can
are in
move
that room.
however many you can move as many spaces as there are characters from
In
where
the
you're
starting
starting.
room, exactly. Well, Raoul only has 1 right now. So I can very well say, okay, I'm going to move him actually, and by the way, there's some corridors here, you'll see they're in yellow. And then you'll see some pink corridors.
Those are special.
Right, nobody can take those except Meg Geary, the pink character.
That's her power.
Those are like secret passages, sort of. But anyway, I'm on Raoul. So I'm going to take Raoul, and I am going to move him 1 over to be next to his girlfriend, Christine. Now, his special power is a mandatory one, and that is that the person who gets Raoul gets to take an alibi card. So I get to take the first alibi card. Now, it doesn't tell me who's innocent because I got the Phantom. But that's okay. It's still not a bad thing for the investigator, because as the investigator, I get to move Carlotta back a space.
Wow, good start.
Further away from the exit, which is good. But I don't get to learn who's innocent, unfortunately. But that's okay. Now, Phil gets to take the next 2 characters and do something with them.
So I'm going to take,
one's not
what was
too
his
bad.
name again? That was...
That's Madame Geary.
Oh, that's Madame Geary.
It's insulting the lady.
Madame Geary. So, well, it's upside down. So I'm
And he's
going to take...
blue, so he must be a boy.
Yes, it must be. So I'm going to move Madame Geary, and then there's a mandatory action I have to do afterward. So first I'm going to move her, I'll just put her over here with Joseph Bouquet. And then I'm going to take the lock, and let's move the lock over here.
And that's locks between 2 rooms that you can't, go through
Yeah,
those.
neither of these characters can move through there.
And that's the end of that. But then he gets to take a second
I
one.
get to take one more. Let's see. I'm going to take my girl.
Your girl. But I was your girl. It's Valentine's Day cheating on me.
In the game.
Okay.
And I'm going to move her over here. Now, she has a special power. It's optional, which there are parentheses on the card, and the parentheses mean it's optional, whereas the last card I played, Madame Geary, doesn't have parentheses. So that's the difference between mandatory and optional. So this one's optional. What she can do is it shows a token with arrows pointing toward her, or into her. That means she can draw people into the room she's in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take Raoul,
Her boyfriend.
which I don't
Or he
know
wants
why
to be
I'm
her
doing
boyfriend.
this, but it makes sense. I'm going to move Raoul with her into the room. I could do it with these 2 as well, but they're already in a dark room, which we'll explain later, so I'm going to leave them where they are.
All right, and then I take the last card, which is Mr. Richards, the owner of the opera. Now he has a special power that is kind of not an if or an or. It's more like you can do this or you can do that. He can either move to adjacent room or he can switch with somebody else on the board, anywhere on the board. So
Right.
just for fun, I'll switch him with Meg Geary,
Okay.
and then that would be the turn. So now all 4 cards have been played. After all four cards have been played, I ask, can the Phantom appear? Now, what does that mean? It means, can the Phantom, can somebody see the Phantom?
Right.
And the only way that somebody can see the Phantom is if the Phantom is by himself in a room with light.
Right.
And if it's not, then he can't appear,
Unless
right?
the Phantom is in a room that is
Blacked
unlit,
out.
that is blacked out, and then it doesn't matter how many other people are in the room. So the concept is nobody can witness the Phantom.
Right.
They has to be alone or in a dark room, and then the Phantom can appear. But if there are 2 people in a lit room or 3 people, he can't appear.
So
if he's in that
if
room.
I say right now, can the Phantom appear, Philip?
I will say the Phantom can appear.
Okay, so the Phantom can appear.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so with that being said, there's unfortunately 1, 2, 3, 4 people in a room by themselves right now with the lights on. So it could be any one of those 4,
Right.
or it could be one of the 2 in the blackened room.
Could be.
However, it cannot be Raoul or Christine
Right.
because they are in a lit room together and they're not in a blacked out room.
Either one was the Phantom. They couldn't
So
appear.
I can
Right.
determine that those 2 are both innocent, and now they can go have an affair somewhere. No, well, they're innocent.
All right. Well, they could just stay right there.
So now that I found who's innocent, you don't always find out who's innocent, but in that turn I did. And then count out how many suspects are still left. In this case, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 suspects still on the table, plus the fact the Phantom actually was able to be seen.
Yes.
So
or I
that
was
being-
able to appear. Yes.
So with that being said, I move Carlotta to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And because the Phantom was seen, she's even scared more. So I move her another 1.
Yes.
That's not too great, but it is what it is. Now, once you do that, that's the first turn. Okay, these are basically done.
I have gloves. You're gonna have to pick those up.
All right, Mickey Mouse. All right.
Sorry.
Now we turn over the round card to the Phantom side. Now, there's no shuffling needed here. We just take the next 4 cards that are left. So we have Joseph Bouquet. There's that rope that he hung himself with. Or,
I didn't notice that.
yeah, or Phantom hung him. Meg Geary, the ballet dancer. This is
The Persian.
the Persian guy. I forget his name. And then, of course, Mr. I would say Mr. Charmin.
Moncharmin.
Charmin, which is like Charmin
something
toilet
like
paper.
that.
Yeah. Now, in this case, same idea, same way to play, except that Phil goes once, or the Phantom picks 1, I pick 2, he picks 1. All right, so go for it.
So let's see. I'm gonna start with Mr. Bouquet.
Mr. Bouquet.
And Mr. Bouquet has a special power that is mandatory. So first I'm going to move him, and since we use that rule of how many characters are there, I can move him 2 spaces. So I'm going to move him 1, 2, way over here. And I also, as his special power, get to move the blackout token.
So you can black out a different room.
I can black out a different room. So I am going to black out, let's see, I'll black out this room where the Persian is right here.
All right. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and I get to choose 2 now. So I'm going to start off with Meg Geary. Now, Meg Geary, as you remember, because she's pink, she can go through any of the secret passages. So again, only she can do the pink passages. Everybody, including her, can do the yellow. So because I can take the pink passage, and there's only 1 here, so I can only go 1, move.
Well,
I'm
there's
going to,
one over here and there's one over here.
yeah, but I'm going to
it
use
looks
this
like.
one. Can you move her for me? 'Cause
Yes.
this is- so she's going to go hang
She's
out
gonna
with
end
the
up right there.
with Madame Geary. What if they're related? I don't remember that part. I'll have to read about that. So now she's in the room with maybe her mom. I don't know. Madame Geary and Meg Geary.
Maybe.
I think it is her mom. I think.
Okay.
To double check that. So that she's moved. Then I get to go to another one now. So I'm going to go ahead and choose Mr. Charmin. Just kidding. Mon Charmin. I know I'm butchering those, and those really good fans of the opera fans are probably yelling at me right now. And I think I'm going to move him. I'm also going to move him in the room with the girls.
Well, there's a lock here, and he can't take secret passages, so that's really the only option you have with him.
Right. And then you get the Persian dude
I'll get the Persian.
with the fez. It's kind of like Doctor Who. He's got a fez on.
Well, there's not a whole lot I can do with him, so I guess I'll move him over here. And there's nobody in the blacked out room.
Okay, so everybody's moved.
Mm-hmm.
Again, can the Phantom be seen at this time?
Yes, the Phantom can appear.
Okay, the Phantom can appear. So it means this guy's in an open lit room, this guy's in an open lit room, this guy's in an open lit room. So it could be any one of those three, but these three guys are out.
Right?
Out, out, out. Hey, I sound Canadian just there. Out. I have a lot of Canadian friends, that's why I say that. Okay, so three more innocent folk, as we say. So now we have only 1, 2, 3 suspects left.
Right.
And the Phantom could be seen, unfortunately. So
He did appear.
again,
yes.
1, 2, 3, and then an extra one for the Phantom. All right? So that's the round. The round is then over. You take all the cards back. And you shuffle and you start all over again. And that's it. You just literally play round after round after round until either A, Carlotta goes off the board, and then the Phantom wins, or B, I nail it down to one suspect and I say he's the Phantom or the fake Phantom, whatever he happens to be.
Right.
And then I would win the game. Well, when we played, the Phantom won the game.
Won the game.
The Phantom. I can't sing that song, can I?
No, I'm not.
I can just go. "Oh."
That's good. That's a lot better than I can do.
So yeah, Phil won that game. So we'll,
It was very close.
Yeah, well,
It was literally one move away from you getting it down to one token. There were 2 left, so it really did play very close.
But you know what's interesting? I'll just point out one thing. You only have 3 more suspects. This game could be over in the next 2 rounds.
Yeah,
That's why it goes so
it does.
quick. I mean, I think we didn't even get through 3 rounds.
No,
when we
and
played.
obviously it's taking longer because we're explaining it, but you just
Exactly.
can't
It's just
snap
such
with
a
these
fast,
gloves. But yeah, it goes very
fast
quick.
game, maybe too easy, as we mentioned earlier. Anyway, though, it is a nice game if you like Phantom of the Opera and you like these Mr. Jack type games. It is a good recommendation. You could pick it up at your local game store, or maybe on eBay. We'll put some links out there for eBay, or just from what there. And we'll put of course the manufacturer's website out there for you too. So give it a try, or if you have a friend who has it, maybe give it a shot.
Yeah, so be sure to join us in 2 weeks for our next show.
Yeah.
Make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube.
Please subscribe
That's
on
really
YouTube.
important. Yeah, please do
We have
that.
like 1,000 people on Facebook, yet we only have like 100 subscribers or so. So
Yeah,
I'm just making
it's-
sure you all know you could do that.
You can tweet us on Twitter, and you can also follow us on Facebook or like our page on Facebook. And keep an eye on our feed on Facebook. We've been, I'll say, a little more creative with that. We've been putting some mini quiz kind of things out there, and just some fun posts and links to other games and stuff like that. So keep an eye on that. It's a lot of fun. I think you'll enjoy watching that feed as
And
well.
also, we just got published in GTM in the February issue, Game Trade
Yes, we did.
Magazine. We did a review of Risk, The Walking Dead. So look for our review there, and we're going to have another one in, I believe, in March as well. So keep
Yes.
your eyes open for our written reviews as well. So
All right.
we thank you for watching, and we hope to see you soon. Have a happy Valentine's.
Happy Valentine's Day. Bye.
Bye.
Table for Two show created by